hog back there. All right, I want to take a moment to welcome all of you to our 6th annual award ceremony, and thank you all for coming out to celebrate these wonderful individuals. Seems like yesterday we were all moving into this center, going through our first consolidation. And as I look around this room, I think about all the incredible things that have already taken place here. These fine men and women do extraordinary things every single day. This has been a tough year for our center as we struggle to recruit and retain. Jobs are everywhere, and this job is difficult, to say the least. The professionals that have stuck it out are working extreme amount of overtime on little sleep and with little help, but they continue to walk through the door and provide life-saving service to the citizens and responders every day. To say I'm proud of them is an understatement. I am so grateful I am able to honor a few of those here today. Let's begin with the nominees for Telecommunicator of the Year. As I call your name, I'd like you to come stand next to me while I say some of the great things that you've been nominated for. The first one is not here today, but we're gonna talk about her anyways. It is Holly Pearson. Holly is always the first to lend a helping hand to any member of our team, working long hours, often in succession, and covering gaps for those to have much needed days off, or to just attend a function or appointment. In Holly's 2 years of service to Williamson County, she has successfully completed fire communications training and has become a CTO. She has also joined committees in an effort to help make positive changes in our center. Most recently, from May to November this year, Holly has been recognized by 6 different employees for her dedication to our entire team. These included covering shifts, completing duties outside of her job description, and helping keep the center clean and functional. Holly has also received 3 responder recognitions this year. One of these commendations resulted in saving a life, and another was for assistance in bringing new life into the world. Both of these could be considered lifetime accomplishments for a telecommunicator's career. But not only did Holly accomplish both, but she was recognized by the responders for a job well done. Holly is a true asset to Williamson County responders, citizens, and the Emergency Communications Department, and we are so glad to have her on our team. I hope she's able to watch from home. Thank you, Holly, for being here with us. Our next one is Roxanne Hovde. When you think about a great telecommunicator, what do you think of? If you think of a person that comes to work day in and day out, giving 100% with a positive, uplifting, and encouraging attitude, you have perfectly described Roxanne. Roxanne has been recognized by responders and peers alike for being hardworking and dedicated. Whether working a radio or answering the phone, Roxanne goes above and beyond. Responders never have to worry when Roxanne has their radio because she is already one step ahead. Roxanne has taken over 5,500 calls this year so far. She has given life-saving instructions to callers over and over again. When it comes to her peers, everyone knows that she has their backs. She is the first one to volunteer to call a wrecker or take over a call. And she has also brought her unique talent of being bilingual to our center as well. She is always there to help our Spanish-speaking community get the help they need quickly. Recently, admin staff has been putting back on the headset to assist our dispatchers with the staffing crisis we are under. It's been a while for some of us, so in some ways, we feel like a trainee again. When I joined this effort, I looked for Roxanne and purposely sat close to her because I knew she would help me out just like she helps everyone else. In her short time here, she has become a rock for others. Even when life is hard for her, she comes in with a smile on her face and love in her heart. Roxanne exemplifies the qualities we desire, not only in a telecommunicator, but a friend. Thank you, Roxanne.
Thank you.
Jency Hayes. Although Jency may be a supervisor, she is also a telecommunicator, and she was nominated for this role. Jency works hard to meet any of the needs from the center, from covering open shifts to delegating with the INTD TURT team, and our response agencies to create plans for scheduled events. She is always up for a challenge, and this year she achieved her Comm Center Manager course and NINA Supervisor training. She is always looking for a way to be a better for the center in all aspects. Jency makes sure to cultivate relationships with our response agencies while working at these scheduled events, which gives our response agencies a sense of trust in knowing that they have someone on their side that has their back. This year, during the fair, Jency worked 5 out of the 7 days, all by working the center to ensure both were covered. Jency also participates in public education and most recently taught a class of children about 911. Jency constantly works hard and sacrifices her free time with her loved ones. She contributes so much to this center and hardly asks for anything in return. Thank you, Jency. We are so blessed to have you in all of your roles here. Austin Cummins is not able to be here as well. I hope he's watching from home, not feeling well, but we do want to honor everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about Austin. Austin has proven to be a great asset to our center. He routinely picks up large amount of overtime in order to help our center. Even though he has only started the center last fall, since being released from training, he's worked over 500 hours in overtime. Austin is also very involved on the floor and has frequently been noted in Guardian for his willingness to help and his excellent work. He has numerous entries in Guardian and peer and supervisor recognition for shift coverage, assisting with NCIC, remaining calm and collected during high-stress events. As a newly released trainee, he volunteered to work the Renaissance Festival and also played an active role in assisting our software team test our latest version of CAD before it hit the floor. Austin received a Lifesaver Award this year for providing life-saving CPR instructions during a 911 call from a female advising that her 33-year-old husband was overdosing. The caller was frantic, but thankfully able to answer the questions that Austin was asking. He remained calm and confident throughout the call, which in turn kept the caller calm. Thank you, Austin, for everything that you do for us. Emily Todd. Emily has been with Williamson County for a little over 2 years. In her time here, she has taken numerous high-priority calls. She has worked in the fire pod during outages and disasters alike. Emily has become a team member that others look to for questions. This year, she has not only been a great telecommunicator, but she's used those skills to become a CTO. Now, Emily is training the next generation of fire dispatchers. Emily constantly gets above average on her stats each month, and she comes in each day on time with a smile on her face. Most recently, she received a Lifesaver Award and an Outstanding Performance Award for her help in 2 different suicide attempt calls. One of those calls came from a man who had shot himself the day before and could barely speak. Emily never gave up on getting the information and getting the help he needed. You could hear the emotion in her voice as she displayed empathy for a man she didn't know but knew needed help. She's on top of everything going on FirePod and jumps in when others need help. Thank you, Emily, for always being here to take those hard calls. Heather Young. Heather has been a telecommunicator for 20 years. Can you imagine all the calls that she has taken and all the lives that she has had a part in saving? Most people would be burnt out and overwhelmed, but every time I hear her take a call, she is always helpful and most of all, kind. Heather constantly gives without ever considering what she will receive. Her years of experience are priceless, and her generosity is boundless, and it is evident in her timeless committee work and willingness to take shifts so others can have time off. She has worked a total over 550 hours of overtime this year alone. Heather is a co-chair of the CARES Committee and has used that position to encourage and support and reward all of her peers. She has hosted a canned food drive and a school supply drive this year in an effort to give back to a community that she already gives so much to. She is a dedicated and driven individual, and she is not only a great telecommunicator, she's a great person as well. And I am so grateful to know her, and we are all blessed to have her here. Thank you, Heather. Desiree Thomas. You should be getting used to this. Desiree always comes in with a positive attitude and willingness to work any radio given. She signs up for overtime, volunteers to come in early, and stays over late when needed to cover gaps in the schedule. She constantly assists her fellow coworkers by taking over radios when they're on a stressful call, volunteer to call neighboring agencies and providers as needed, and answering any questions they may have. Desiree has demonstrated her desire to learn and continues to grow within her position and is scheduled to be in the next CTO class held here. She exhibits great teamwork and true dedication to the agency and to this profession. She has received multiple entries in Guardian Tracking, recognizing her for her teamwork, outstanding performance. She's received a Lifesaver Award, commendations, and recognitions from peers, responders, and supervisors. In addition to all these entries, Desiree was recognized at TINA this year for her outstanding performance during a pursuit in the county where a deputy was shot. She remained calm and provided the additional resources needed without hesitation. The family of the deputy was so grateful, they brought her a gift basket full of cards. We are so grateful that that deputy is back on the streets today after making a full recovery. And we are so grateful that Desiree continues to serve the center and the community. Thank you, Desiree. Katie Mangrum. Katie is continuously going above and beyond to fulfill the center's needs. When call-outs occur, she's the first to volunteer to stay over, even after already working 12 hours, just to help from the on-call coming in or just to help out in general. She is always willing to relieve the workload of others without being asked, and she's frequently seen jumping in to assist her coworkers. Katie is always eager to learn and teach, and she was recently added to the NCIC email, and she has jumped into that. She is so eager to learn that when something is received that she does not understand, rather than to pass the buck, she takes the challenge on head on and just asks how to complete the work so she can learn. Katie is always willing to teach other telecommunicators new and old things. When you look at her Guardian, you will find numerous documentations from others recognizing how well of a team player Katie truly is. Thank you, Katie, for always having your team's back. All right, this year was truly difficult to pick a winner for this, but without further ado, the Telecommunicator Award goes to Roxanne Hovde. All right, let's move on to the CTO of the Year nominees. The first one, again, is not here today. I'm hoping she's watching from home as well. A lot of you will know her. It's Kelsey King. Kelsey has been with us for over 6 years, and she is a phenomenal fire dispatcher. Even Brandon Kaysen himself says Kelsey has surpassed him in his abilities. Kelsey is also an amazing CTO, teaching not only the basics, but taking the time to teach what to do when technology fails us, which happens more often than we would like. Very shortly after returning from her recent leave, she was faced with an outage to our CAD system. I watched as Kelsey effortlessly walked through every action without a CAD to back her up. It literally brought tears to my eyes seeing her work that day. She is meant to do this job, and it shows. Our TAC, Chris Hazelwood, also commented that she does a phenomenal job instructing trainees on NCIC. Anytime that he checks an entry made by Kelsey or anyone that she's trained, there are rarely any errors. Kelsey deserves much credit for that statement because in her early days, she hated NCIC work and really struggled with entries. She recognized this and took it upon herself to make as many entries as possible, often seeking out additional NCIC to become more proficient, and she's now passing that initiative on to her trainees. Thank you, Kelsey, for your hard work, dedication, and for always teaching your trainees how to be prepared for anything. Taylor Kinney. Taylor's been with Williamson County for 2 years. During that time, she has 11 documented injuries in Guardian Tracking for her willingness to assist and support others on her team, and 17 entries recognizing her for the proficiency in her duties from responders, citizens, and her supervision. Taylor has used her experience and drive to help successfully train new members on the floor. Supervisor Harmon stated that she has personally observed Taylor show care and patience, teaching the intricacies of call taking and law enforcement dispatch. She has taken nervous and timid individuals who have no clue about emergency services and turned them into knowledgeable and confident dispatchers. Taylor is careful to explain each call and task like it is their first, and is quick to give praise and appreciation where it's deserved. Taylor is a valuable member of our CTO team, and we can't wait to see her continue to flourish in this career as she continues to assist building our new team members into successful dispatchers who feel supported and loved. Thank you, Taylor, for continuing to share your amazing skills with the next generation. You've seen her once already, but I'm going to call her up here again, Heather Young. As a veteran CTO, Heather regularly assists new and veteran CTOs with any questions or issues they may have, and is willing to share her knowledge and experience to help them succeed. She keeps her trainees engaged through quizzes and other activities to help them learn everything they need to know. She truly engages with her trainees, helping them to navigate the challenges of this profession and teaches by example. She shows self-control and patience even in the most stressful situations. She's a prime example of how a CTO should function, not only teaching them to do this job, but she also teaches them how to be a better coworker and friend to everyone inside the walls of this center. Heather's dedication to this profession and drive for excellence has been well documented by both citizens and responders. In one of Heather's many recognitions this year, one supervisor stated it best: Heather is not only an amazing telecommunicator, dispatcher, and trainer, but an overall amazing person. Heather's dedication to the CARES Committee has only made that statement truer. She consistently dedicates her own time to create events to boost morale throughout this tough season we are working through. To stay current on her knowledge, Heather looks for opportunities to further her education and also advancement in emergency communications. During this year, Heather was awarded the TINA ENP Scholarship. And even while she was training, she feverishly studied for this exam and passed it, and was awarded that designation of emergency number professional by NINA in October. Heather, you truly amaze me. Thank you for being such a great example to not only your trainees, but to each and every one of us. John Denton had to go home. We're all dealing with sickness, and he had a sick son, so I hope he's feeling better and he's able to watch this. John has been with us for almost 6 years, but only joined our training team a short time ago. He is sort of a perfectionist and wanted to make sure he was confident in his duties before training others how to do the job. John has been an amazing law dispatcher from the beginning, but this year he has taken on fire dispatch as well. He is now a fully trained dispatcher, excelling in both sides of the radio. John also holds the title of Alt-TAC and has used this position to encourage and help others learn how to be proficient in NCIC. Making entries is a very detailed and time-consuming process that most do not want to tackle, but John is taking it on and doing so well. John displays a constructively critical view of the work of telecommunicator, which he has utilized to become an effective CTO. He engages trainees with a thorough knowledge of law dispatch with enthusiasm, which in turn further developed his skills. I have personally watched John as a CTO. In every moment of downtime, he is training because he understands there is so much to learn. Thank you, John, for taking the time to truly train on all aspects of this job and never being afraid to bring us to the concerns of the floor. Katie Mangrum. Katie was a natural dispatcher right from the beginning. We asked Katie to start training pretty soon in her career, but she refused us at first, not because she wasn't willing to take on the load, simply because she wanted to be her best before trying to pass her skills on to others. Little did she know, we thought she was the best right from the start. Her supervisor stated that it was a privilege assisting in Katie's training when she first started out, and have loved not only watching her grow in confidence in her skills, but also watching her become a trainer, assisting and developing new hires as well. Katie is very diligent with her training, creates training materials and handouts, and quizzes her trainees regularly. She is so patient with trainees and is one of the first trainers Jonathan and I look to take trainees we feel are timid and need encouragement. Katie takes on every task she is given with drive and passion. Thank you, Katie, for supporting us in this difficult job of teaching your peers with compassion and encouragement. Megan Talbot. Megan has frequently been recognized by her superiors and peers for her teamwork and excellent work on calls. She has excelled in her position as telecommunicator and dispatcher, and so we look to her quickly to pass those skills on as a CTO. She has taken that role in stride. Even when going through some difficult times, she's never given up on training. As we grow here, it is important that all individuals, especially CTOs, learn the other side of the radio in order to provide relief in scheduling and to allow them to grow in their positions. When we thought about who needed to be next, Megan was the first one on our minds. She has taken on that new responsibility of learning the other side just like we knew she would, with dedication and excellence. We look forward to her continuing her training skills to include training those on the fire and EMS side as well. Megan always keeps a cool head and performs excellently on high priority calls, and she's a great positive presence on the floor. Thank you, Megan, for being that positive presence and passing your skills on to the next generation of great dispatchers. Brianne Hobson. Since becoming a CTO, Brianne has continuously demonstrated her ability to teach and mentor her trainees, as well as others on the floor. She has been observed on several occasions teaching her trainees detailed information pertaining to law radios and quizzing them to ensure they know what information that they know the information they've been taught. Because of her strong training abilities, Brianne's trainees walk away with the ability to perform their job duties effectively and efficiently, even if the CAD or radio should go down. Brianne exhibits teamwork among all of her coworkers and supervisors alike and has true dedication to this agency. She has situational awareness and takes the initiative to perform tasks that her coworkers, to help her coworkers during heavy call times. Brianne is new to training, but she's excelling at it. Her first trainee is considered to be a very skilled law enforcement dispatcher and is still working here today. Due to staffing challenges, we're looking for new ways to complete training, especially with those who already have experience. Brianne has taken on a new challenge with her second trainee, being tasked with training both law, radio, and phones at the same time. While they have not completed their training yet, Brianne has excelled and trains both disciplines at an extremely high level. When she is not training, Brianne exemplifies the traits that we want our employees to have, as seen through her many peer recognitions, responder recognitions, and supervisor recognitions in Guardian. Thank you, Brianne, for taking on any challenge we send your way and being there for not only your trainees, but for everyone on your shift. This decision doesn't get easier ever, but the CTO of the year this year goes to a much-deserved Heather Young. Now we're going to move on to the nominees for Supervisor of the Year. We're going to start with Taylor Johnson. I think I've seen her. Taylor joined the Ecom family a little over 3 years ago. In that time, she has excelled at every task she's been given. Last year, I stated that she took to this job like a duck to water, and that is still the case for Taylor. She has sailed through the ranks, starting as a telecommunicator and then moving on to a CTO and now a supervisor in March of this year. Most days, Taylor will be seen sitting somewhere in this room. She is one of the highest of our OT champions, sometimes working 16 very long hours to ensure our center is covered and her peers get much needed breaks. Even though she is the newest in this supervisor role out of the nominees, it did not surprise me one bit that she was nominated this year. Taylor has supervised through several technology challenges this year, and each time she's done so with a smile on her face. Her love for this center and this career is evident in everything she does. She has numerous guardians for teamwork and outstanding performances, to include going above and beyond to create condensed sheets for NCIC resource binders. These sheets cover everything TAC Chris Hazelwood needed for these essential binders. Thank you, Taylor, for sticking with us and always going above and beyond. Chris first. One of the most important traits of a team player and leader is to put others' needs above your own and to lead by example. Never asking others to do something you wouldn't do yourself. Chris encourages those around him in a culture where team members build each other up. He has been a steady leader on Bravo night shift and has worked tirelessly at getting his team cross-trained on all radio operations. He's actively involved in our TIDT Turk team and serves in a leadership role within our Tennessee APCO chapter. Most recently, he was nominated also to serve on the state Tennessee TECB committee. Sorry, couldn't get that out. During this year, Chris has taken several classes to expand his professional knowledge. He's completed RPL, CMCP, and ENP, and also the NINA supervisor course. Even while expanding his professional expertise, Chris is always willing to help other supervisors by signing up for overtime and being available to assist at all times. He has worked nearly 700 hours of OT this year to help cover the center during low staffing. He is always willing to come in early or stay over to support other telecommunicators. His teamwork is noted in numerous peer and supervisor recognitions. He's played a large role in festival events this year by setting up technology and coordinating with telecommunicators to make sure that shifts are covered. Chris received not one, but 2 Lifesaver Awards this year for his role in successful CPR saves. Chris has an unbridled enthusiasm for our profession and constantly displays professionalism to our responders, ECOM staff, and to all in this amazing 911 career. Thank you, Chris, for always striving to better not only yourself, but the center and 911 as a whole. Jesse Adcock. Jessie came to us when we consolidated with Spring Hill, and I can't tell you how great she has been. She joined us with such enthusiasm and a love for this career. She quickly became a friend to all and was always ready to share her knowledge and experience with anyone who needed it. She shined in training and within a short time became one of our best CTOs. She would take any training from needing to succeeding in a short time because one of our, over and over again. When she walked into the interview for supervisor last year, we knew she was ready for that next challenge. Jessie has become such an admirable leader over this past year. She's created a fun work culture on her shift and is very approachable when anyone is needing assistance. She has a solution-based leadership style and is not afraid to tackle any problem that comes her way. Being a night shift supervisor requires you to be able to handle any problem without the direct assistance from admin staff. Jessie knows when to handle the issue on her own or to make the call for our assistance. She's a great communicator and keeps us updated of any concerns or issues that may come up. She's dedicated to growing through education, and she has completed her CMCP as well as NINA Center Supervisor course this year. I can't wait to see what she does next. Thank you, Jessie, for leading with such a positive and supportive attitude. You are truly impacting the center for the better every day. Supervisor of the Year, Chris Burst. You have to hold it up. All right, our last nominees for Support Staff of the Year. Our first one is going to be Chris Hazelwood. Oh, okay. Dedication right there. No hiding today. All right. Chris wears many hats around our center and sports them with a great attitude, cheerful demeanor, and dedication to getting the job done. Although Chris is our departmental TAC, he also serves as our chief recycling officer, fill-in communicator, and daily lunch reminder. The past year has seen tremendous change within staffing and even departmental changes with his alt-TAC staffing. He's taken every change with stride and projected positivity with each move. Between dealing with catching up all new alt-TACs up to speed, offloading new responsibilities on them, and performing as a telecommunicator without much notice or practice, he has been a valuable member of our support staff and dedicated member to Williamson County Ecom. He is always willing to help, whether that be with NCIC questions, staffing, or grabbing us lunch. There have been numerous occasions when staffing on the floor fell below minimum, and Chris would contact supervisors and volunteer on his time off to prevent the on-call from being utilized. Anytime anyone has NCIC questions or concerns, Chris is able to provide clarity to our confusion without any hesitation or frustration. Chris is a valuable asset to Williamson County Emergency Communications, and he should be recognized for it. This year, he also received the Ken Owen Award. Chris was nominated due to his service not only to this agency, but to this community. This award honors those who serve with the highest level of moral character and status. Chris has served as center, responders, and citizens with compassion and love for 17 years. He is truly an amazing individual inside and out. Thank you, Chris, for your service and dedication. Jessica Stewart. Jessica may be my second in command, but she's the first person I call for help. Jessica is not only there for me, but she's been here for every dispatcher that's walked this door. She supports our supervisor staff in any way they need, giving them direction or being a listening ear or covering a gap. She's always there for what they need her for. She continues to come in day after day and give it her all, even when she doesn't have much time to give at times. She keeps a line of communication open at all times and truly has an open door policy. She is always willing to help out in any way possible. She even has been seen cleaning toilets. Jessica has so many amazing talents, from cooking to creating just about anything she puts her mind to. And she uses those talents to encourage and support our team. She comes up with such creative ideas to improve morale. She's bought puzzles and games. She's created an idea board in her office to encourage staff to leave thoughts and ideas. And she helped out with Ecom's first ever fall festival. This year has been a challenge for us all. Jess has taken it in stride. She was the first of the admin staff to put the headset back on and walk right out to the floor to support our exhausted staff. She has been a steady hand in the turmoil, and I couldn't imagine walking this journey with anyone else. Thank you for supporting us. Kathy Burridge. It is inevitable that technology will fail at some point. That is why it's critical to have an excellent technology staff. Kathy has continuously demonstrated her extensive knowledge of our CAD system, phone system, as well as any technology that we use in this room. A true jack of all trades. When Kathy started as the CAD specialist during our first consolidation, she was given very specific duties of taking care of CAD and phone software. But that's not where her duties stopped. She quickly became the expert to all. Kathy took on every task that was sent her way, even when it overwhelmed her and that was way outside of her scope of duties. We realized it was time to promote Kathy to software administrator and get her some help. But even though we were able to provide Kathy with some support, she still goes above and beyond every day. At any time, day or night, all I have to do is call Kathy, and she gets to work with whatever is needed. No matter what, she always finds a way to fix the problem. She not only supports us here at our center, but she has also been elected to treasurer position with the Tennessee APCO this year as well. As busy as Kathy always is, It's amazing to see her assisting at a state level as well. Kathy is a person that turns a major issue into a minor one, and that is why she is so deserving of this nomination. Thank you, Kathy, for taking care of all of us. You're the light even in the darkest night. Brandon, her cohort, couldn't be here today. I'm hoping he's watching. We'll see. Most of you know Brandon as the king of Fire Pod. For many years, Brandon has been one of the best fire dispatchers there was. Whenever the responders heard him on the radio, they knew it was going to be a good day. Brandon also took those talents and used them to train some of the very best we have. When Kathy made the decision to promote Brandon into the CAD record specialist, I quickly approved that choice. Brandon jumped right in with both feet and has taken a tremendous load off of Kathy this year. Brandon very rarely takes a day off, and even when he does, he always makes himself available for whatever is needed. He has taken the time and learned more in a short time than most have in years. Brandon is quick to answer any emails and any questions at any time of day, and always takes the time to explain any strange situations that come up to walk supervisors through the problems. During the staffing challenges, Brandon has also volunteered to help on the floor, supporting our team members. This past weekend, he volunteered to stay several more hours so that the on-call could leave and go to a special event. His character and love shines bright every day. Brandon has always been an asset to this department, and he continues to be one in this new role. Thank you, Brandon, for your hard work and dedication. Jonathan Hobson. Since going into the position of training coordinator, Jonathan has maintained his relationships with everyone on the floor. He comes out to speak to everyone, checks on his trainees, and he makes his presence known on a regular basis. He has provided a vast amount of training opportunities for seasonal personnel as well as new hires, and continues to encourage everyone to sign up for additional training. He has been working diligently to get the Center CALIA accredited, while also performing his normal job duties as training coordinator. Jonathan always exhibits a positive and happy demeanor and has his door open to welcome personnel to come in and speak with him. Due to Jonathan's knowledge and love of training, he was chosen to join the state training committee, where he works hard to support us in the field. I think he went and took over a radio again. He's on a 911. We'll take a picture later. This is the support. Here he comes.
Sorry.
You're okay. Can you come to this side?
Thank you.
There you go.
All right, thanks.
All right, I made it through another one. This was our last award to present. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out to show your support. To all of my econ family, I want to say thank you for the hard work you do every day. I know sometimes this can be a thankless profession, but you make a difference every day. We see you, and we appreciate you. I hope all of you have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you.